Nithyanandam Paramasugatam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tvam Namami. Nithyanandam, we welcome each and every one of you all over the globe from 150 countries for this Cause Your Reality program. We are here to share our experiences with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivoham, of his Bhava Samadhi MahaParamashivoham program, which concluded a 21-day program, which concluded on 29th of this month, and Sarvadvipita Yajaman experiences that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been gracing us with. Let's understand a brief introduction about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Paramashivam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, born on January 3rd, 1978, in the holy town of Tiruvannamalai, South India, and 17th July, 1981, at the age of just 3 years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was initiated into Bala Sannyas, the child saint, by enlightened beings, masters, and his predecessors through a ritualistic ceremony. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was identified as an incarnation by enlightened beings and masters such as Yogiraj Yogananda Puri, Vidwan Panduranganatha, and the 230th Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tundai Mandala Adhinam of Kanchi Math. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated at the age of 16 to revive Kailasa. The photograph that you are seeing was organized to be taken by his Vedanta Guru, Mataji Vibhudananda Puri, also called Uppammal. You can see there is a conch and Kamandalu about a part to the left of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and a wooden staff to his right, all of which were given by her as the traditional items that are handed over along with the official induction as successor into the lineage. In the early days of mission, you can see the various photographs that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established various ashrams in India and across the world. The first photograph in black and white that you're seeing the left-hand top side is when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was very young. The temple monastic complex of his guru, Mataji Vibhudananda Puri in Tiruvannamalai was built brick by brick by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. His gurus guided him and he followed. And the second picture in the middle that you're seeing is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism establishes the headquarters, the Adi Kailasa Sarvajnapeetham, 2000. And you can see the various other pictures where Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism traveled across the world, giving mass meditations, programs, mass healing camps across the world in the early days in his mission. Now let us see the various coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kanchi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetam, that is Tondai Mandala Adhinam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the incumbent emperor of Surya Vamsha Surangi Samrajyam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukhi Swargapuram Adhinam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonata Shamala Pita Sarvajna Peetam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the present Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, the head for all spiritual leaders of Atal Akhada, which is the ancient apex body of Hinduism. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa. Kailasa is a macrocosmic ancient Hindu enlightened civilization nation whose vision is a living enlightenment for all of humanity. Kailasa's mission is to revive and share with today's world the practical applications of the greater sciences of authentic Hinduism, including Hindu cosmic physics, Hindu alchemy, Hindu cosmology, Hindu biology, Hindu mathematics, power manifestation, and other sciences as revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. These sciences were once practiced freely in over 56 nations across the continent, but are now facing extinction due to persecution over a millennium. And you can see the Sri Kailasa's 108 initiatives to support a variety of humanitarian services, which collectively allows for the creation of an enlightened, peaceful, sustainable, equitable, resilient, and thriving world. And some of these projects is the No Hungry Hope project offered by SPUN for the nutritious food and the hunger-free world. Over 1 billion meals were served over the past 27 years, and every month for the past 27 years, the Hindu ASNT community has served more than 3 million Annadanam, that is free organic meals, as per the tradition in religious gatherings to everyone without discrimination. 10,000 meals are served daily free of cost and up to 1,000 on festival days. And you can see the Kailasa's protection and preventive COVID care centers offered by the SPUN for affordable and holistic healthcare. During the pandemic, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism converted his monastery campuses into a multi-layer quarantine facility free for all people, regardless of any differences in their age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, everything is free of cost. All basic facilities, including free medical care for an indefinite period of time. And also, 30 million citizens followed Kailasa's 28-day spiritual regimen in 2020. And one of the SPUN projects is Nithyananda Hindu University, NHU. Nithyananda Gurukul offered by the SPUN for education reform and development. The Nithyananda Hindu University has 20 million plus enrolled and 7,000 plus free courses and extended campuses in 150 countries. And Nithyananda Jnanalaya, which is a library, and Hinduismpedia offered by SPUN for the protection of Hindu scriptures. Nithyananda Jnanalaya established the Nithyananda Hindu Jnanalaya to collect and preserve the 1 million Hindu scriptures while ensuring that knowledge is made accessible and shared free of cost to all, collecting and preserving 1 million source books of Hinduism. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the peace walks In 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life to promote free feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages. Women empowerment programs offered by school for feminine empowerment and gender equality. And Nithyananda yoga offered by the school, not only reviving the authentic yoga and various other forms of yoga like Nithyananda Kriyas, and revival of ancient traditional forms of yoga, which which secured Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was awarded 2 Guinness World Records for the largest rope yoga, that is called Kundalini Raj Yoga, and the largest pole yoga, that is Shiva Stamba Yoga. The classes bringing worldwide attention to these extraordinary forms of yoga. Despite being heavily persecuted and continuously for over a decade, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is unwavered in his intention, commitment, and action in building the only Hindu nation, the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa, to protect, revive, and preserve Hinduism, the most ancient, most peaceful, still living, and long-lasting demonstrable system that shows the possibility of peaceful coexistence amongst people. Now, let us see the contributions of the various contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is Kailasha's Ishanya project. Let's go over a brief about the Ishanya project by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The actual truth is humanity as a modern society has already reached a state of technology and infrastructure to provide food, clothing, and medical care for all 8 billion people calling planet Earth home. Unfortunately, our decision makers have not reached the necessary conscious level to make the humanitarian decisions of providing basic needs for all 8 billion people. The survival needs for all 8 billion people doesn't depend on availability of housing and food, but rather on the conscious level of decision makers. It is only the consciousness we lack, nothing else, says the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. If you see some of these major necessaries of the humanity, the food wastage, food, clothing, medical, home. These are the basic necessities of the humanity. But the food wastage, the one side tons of food to the waste in the oceans and landfills in order to maintain steady prices. On the other side, millions die of hunger. Clothing wastage, if you see, one side dumps millions of tons of barely owned clothes into the ocean, other side struggles for basic clothing. Medical equipment wastage, one side dumps the functioning medical equipment for new models. The other side, millions die without access to very basic medical equipment. Home and shelter wastage, one side faces the home foreclosures and empty locked homes. The other side faces homelessness in the millions. You can see the various statistics on all these food wastage, medical equipment wastage, and the clothing wastage, and the vacant home. And what is Kailasa's aim? Raise the conscious level in the world and bring to the fore the real issues facing the world, and through a specialized process of recycling, facilitating the movement of good quality, unwanted items from the haves to the have-nots. The project that has threefold benefits. For donors, it's a great boon to provide to those in need. For the world, recycling removes a lot of hazardous material from the nature, adding to a cleaner environment. And for those in need, millions of people around the world will be alive and raised out of poverty, hunger, inadequate health practices due to lack of medical facilities, and it's a win-win-win situation. So, over the last 27 years, the Sri Kailasa has built legal entities in 140 countries around the world, holy status in 108 of these countries. In many countries, Sri Kailasa's entities are registered distributors as well, meaning we can manage the entire process end to end. We will make full use of this network to collect clothing, medical equipment, and food material from the developed nations, transport them, and distribute it to countries and regions in need, with all the transportation and distribution expenses sponsored by Sri Kailasa. So the process is collection of clothing, medical equipment, and foodstuff from various countries around the world, and quality control and processing of receiving goods, and distribution of good quality clothing, medical equipment, and food to the countries in need. So the various statistics that you can see, the Sri Kailasa has already served. Now, you have just heard the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contributions for Ishanya project, taking care of our food, shelter, clothing, not only our basic needs. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is taking care, but there is something much beyond that he has come down on this planet Earth. That is our conscious growth. To experience, all of us, our divine self, Paramashivoham, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has been gracing us with Bhava Samadhi Darshans, various powerful Paramashivoham programs, MahaParamashivoham programs. Through various powerful initiations, he is shifting our consciousness into the ultimate. So let us hear some of the testimonial, the Sakshi Pramanas of the experiences of the participants who participated in these, and we also will learn what is the scientific studies and findings of these programs. So, MahaParamashivoham, in all these meditation programs, the powerful initiation that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, with those powerful initiation, the breakthrough experiences that people go through, the participants go through, not only takes care of their the life, whatever in life, what they need, but their conscious shift. It's a breakthrough series of studies conducted by the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences and Mangalore University in 2011. The Kundalini awakening and its benefits were systematically recorded under controlled conditions in over 300 individuals attending intensive yoga and meditation. The mental health recoveries, physical health recoveries, and lifestyle transformations. Mental health recovery. The depression. 97% of participants reported total recovery from depression and freedom from phobias. 89% of participants reported complete freedom from phobias. Anger and frustration. 82% participants reported complete freedom from anger and frustration. and recovery from insomnia. 88% participants showed marked recovery from insomnia. And you can see the various other mental illnesses, panic attacks and insecurity. 76% of participants reported recovery from panic attacks and freedom from insecurity, and mental focus and freedom from mood swings. 73% participants reported an increase in mental focus and freedom from mood swings. And now let's listen from some of the testimonials from these Paramashivoham participants.
There was one person in the with our mother, and this incompletion is something which was stopping us from manifesting these Shaktis, and we were not able to feel that connection with Swamiji. So that was a blocker, and then the next step basically was to understand how we could remove this blocker. So as an exercise, what we did was we basically found a circuit with the help of Nithyananda, and basically what we did was each one of us were holding the index finger, and it was like some sort of circuit which we created, and as part of this, every person was supposed to ask one question to two participants, and this question was, at the time of our mother's, so when we were in our mother's womb, there were some patterns which our mother was going through, and what was the strongest emotion which our mother was feeling at that point. And this is something which we have got, and this is acting as a blocker for manifesting the Shaktis. We were able to understand what, so we basically got the answer as to what was the strongest emotion which we were also holding on to, which we got from our mother, and that was something which was coming in the way of us manifesting the Shaktis. So this was the first part. Second part was, how do we actually use this answer which we've got now to manifest the Shakti of remote vision? Again, what we did was we formed a similar circuit, and this time, at least I can share my experience. So I have never had a vision before. So whenever I use my third eye, I normally get messages, or I see letters or alphabets. This time I actually saw a proper house, what was there around the house. I was also able to enter the house and see the living room, dining room. And of course, I did have this one, let's say, element of one moment where where my logical mind did come into picture and was telling me, oh no, it could be false, or it's just my mind which is giving me these pictures. But it was basically overcoming that moment and just writing down everything that Swamiji was revealing, and actually everything of it was true. So this was a huge breakthrough.
Nithyanandam, this is Radha. I'm from Michigan, and when the Paramashivoham program was announced, I was like waiting to, I have attended MSS, so I just wanted to register on the day, but we were waiting for the location to be announced. So when the location was announced, it was also announced as it's going to be HD horror 70 hologram. So I was like thinking, oh, is it going to? I mean, Swamiji won't be here, so do I have to go now? Or I was thinking all those things, but then I decided to listen to Swamiji and come, because that had happened to me in earlier, like before my first program. I was thinking some things look like it's kind of over promising to me at that time, but then like as I went through the process, it like whatever I heard has become true in my life. So that sounded so real to me. So I decided to come, and what I experienced today in the darshan was like it's very similar or more than what I have experienced in his physical presence. So like how I feel usually during the darshan, I felt at least equal or more. So it's a wonderful experience, and don't miss it. Like some things, like when you are like totally new, it might sound like some things are like, it's how can I believe or trust. So but like when you come and experience, just allow yourself to be open and try it out, then you will slowly like feel the change in you, and it's a wonderful experience. And I thank Swamiji for I don't know, like I just thank for whatever he has given me, and looking forward for a lifetime with him. Thank you.
Rambam Nithyanandeshvama Shiva Shakti Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Guru Paramparam. I welcome you with my love and blessing. The first powerful cognition, the truth, I want to give you all. Now, through the initiation, I awaken the Paramashiva in you, make you all manifest the life, Paramashiva. As Paramashiva has blessed me, He Himself did in me, I'll make Him manifest in you all, because He has authorized me to manifest Him, you. Listen some of the most secrets of the spiritual world. There may be those who experienced ultimate within, but they will not know how to teach. There are some, even if they know to teach, they do not know how to transmit the experience. There are some who would have had experience, not the traditional initiation, who would have had experience and initiation, but may not know how to transmit. There are some who would have had initiation and experience and even know how to transmit, but they may not have received initiation, the right to transmit. Abhishekam. Even if you know the method to transmit to others, you should be ritualistically initiated, authorized by the Guru Parampara through Acharya Abhishekam. Right to initiate others should be given to you ritualistically by the right. There are some who may have capacity to transmit the initiation, can in turn initiate others. In every level, He gave me everything just by making one right decision, making this body happen in Tiruvannamalai. That ecosystem gave all the 16 things needed for an ultimate guru: intellectual knowledge, enlightenment experience, right to transmit the intellectual knowledge, right to the experience, proper proper initiation into intellectual knowledge, proper initiation into enlightenment experience, proper initiation to initiate others into intellectual knowledge, proper initiation into initiate others into enlightenment, proper initiation to initiate my disciples, authorize them to initiate others into intellectual knowledge, proper capability to initiate my disciples to teach others the intellectual knowledge, rightful initiation to authorize my disciples to empower others with enlightenment, proper initiation to initiate my disciples to empower others with enlightenment experience, initiating my disciples into enlightenment and initiating them to transmit enlightenment in every level, totally 16 level. All 16 he showered on me. All 16 he. So with his great compassion and the authority, with his grace, with Paramashiva's compassion and authority, Paramashiva on me directly and through the broken Guru Parampara, chain of Guru Parampara, I initiate all of you into Paramashiva Jnana, Paramashivadvaita, intellectually, experientially, ritualistically, and giving the Shakti Pada, Shakti Nipada initiation. So understand this initiation connects you with Paramashiva directly through a proper, unbroken, avichinna, authentic Guru Parampara. Avichinna Guru Parampara, which is a fundamental requirement along with enlightenment experience. Just because of enlightenment experience, somebody is not authorized to initiate. Avichinna Guru Parampara Diksha is required. So this introduction I again and again understand. I am not disrespecting any enlightened beings, but just enlightenment does not give the right to initiate others. Just enlightenment means they found a boat to cross the ocean of samsara, ocean of delusion, that's all. But they do not have the capacity to take others. But they will not know to produce the disciples who can transmit the initiation to others. There are some who knows to produce disciples, but they will not have the authority to initiate the disciples as acharya. In multiple level, there may be some who are intellectually able, have initiation, but not experience. There may be some who are able to transmit the knowledge, but don't have the right to initiate others from the right proper authority, Guru Parampara. Understand all these nuances. Compassion and grace of Paramashiva. He showered all the right and best ultimate things on me. Enlightenment experience and right ritualistic proper initiation from enlightened gurus, ability to teach and right initiation authorizing me to teach from the Guru Parampara, unbroken Guru Parampara from himself, from Paramashiva himself, and ability, experience and right action and right initiation authorizing me to transmit the initiation to others from the unbroken chain of Guru Parampara, unbroken succession of Guru Parampara, and ability to make the disciples initiate others, ritualistic initiation, authorization to initiate into Acharya Abhishekam by authorizing them to initiate. Understand this multi-layer. Everything Paramashiva showered on me by choosing right place, Tiruvannamalai. Just because he chose Arunachala for manifesting as this body, Aruna gave me experience, intellectual knowledge, right initiations. Listen, there are some gurus who are enlightened, but they did not receive proper ritualistic initiation. So their enlightenment is full for them, but not for everyone. Not only he gave me the to teach others, he gave me the authority, authentic initiation from the Guru Parampara to teach to others. Not only he gave me the power to transmit the experience, he gave me the authentic Guru Parampara, Acharya Abhishekam, Nirvana Diksha, the authority to initiate others and authority to experience to others. Not only he gave me the power to initiate my disciples to initiate others, he gave me the authentic lineage of Guru Parampara, Diksha, as a Paramacharya to initiate Upara. Main Ivanidi, Vilangida Olagellam, the great tradition, ultimate tradition of Paramadvaita to flourish universe. Not only I transmit enlightenment, I give formal initiation. So now, Mahavagya Upatesam. So sit. Om, 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 Om Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Om Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Shivaya Nama. Om Ham Haum Shiva. Om Shivoham. Om Shivo. Om Shivoham. Om 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 Paramashiva. Om Paramashivaya Namaha. Om Hrim Paramashivaya Nam Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyanandam. Om Nithyanandam. Om Hrim Nithyanandaya Namaha. Om Hrim Nithyanandaya Namaha. Om Nithyanandoham. Om Nityoham. Om Nithyananda-Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda-Paramashivoham. Om Nityoham.